But a prenup is something that every bride and groom really should consider, especially if it's a second marriage and there are children, or if there are substantial assets, or even for people who have the kind of jobs where they anticipate in the future that they will be making substantial assets. I think that, Louise, our experience has been that it's all types of people who will consider getting a prenup.
Very often the people that we usually see as divorce lawyers are people who have been through a divorce and they now have children from a prior marriage, and they want to make sure that their children are provided for and that whatever assets they took with them from their first marriage, they want to make sure that those go to their children from their first marriage. And people at that stage in their lives are usually a little bit older, and they have assets to protect and a reason to protect them. On the other hand, we do see younger people who have not been married before, but who have in their working lives accumulated a fair amount of wealth. And it really makes people feel like they're getting married because they love each other and they want to be married, but neither one of them is looking at the other's assets. And I think that to be able to enter into a marriage without having those second thoughts or wondering maybe if there are any ulterior motives or anything of that nature, that doing a prenuptial agreement gives people just a comfort level that they don't have to worry about that down the road, no matter what happens.
If you don't have a will, the prenup may be a way of dealing with settling up people's estates and making sure there's appropriate life insurance and that kind of thing. So it covers not only a potential divorce, but it covers a potential death. And you want to make sure, if you are together when one person dies, that your spouse and perhaps your children are provided for. Prenups range from a simple 2 or 3 page document to multiple pages and multiple provisions, depending on how detailed. They must include certain things. They must include information about your individual assets. So in order for a prenup to possibly pass muster, if it's ever challenged, it will have to have financial information about both partners that's given to each other freely and voluntarily at the time that the prenup is made.
It's very important that the prenuptial agreement is discussed and executed prior to the wedding. And generally, it's good to start maybe 6 months in advance, if you have that much time, to gather all your information, to make the full disclosure that Nancy was talking about, and to really determine what you're looking for by way of the terms of the prenuptial agreement. It's worth looking into. It's worth having a consultation anyway with a family attorney to see if it's a good idea for you in your particular situation.